dated black guys.
Loved black guys. Yeah. I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
Because she lightweight offensive.
I'm not. I'm saying, like, I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like, that's my...
Well, what do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey. You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
How did you say it?
I'm just saying, like, when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
You like your main man to be white and your side piece to be dark.
Explain what you mean.
Okay, what I meant is, like, I used to date black men. Okay, I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to, because it just kept me happiest, was my man Freddie, who happens to be white.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Black men get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want. You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't. You get leftovers. Look at most of our celebrities. They did not marry women who came from the richest white families. Black money and white money don't behave the same. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods. Rich white money doesn't operate that way. No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title, guys, you can see once again we're gonna be talking about this king who refuses to pay this preference tax. So as you guys can see in today's episode, we have none other than Jeezy and her ex-thug husband Jeezy. So you guys know these people, they weren't even together for 2 years. Jeezy came out and he filed for divorce. His preference, Jeannie, basically said that she was blindsided by the whole thing because she said yes, even though they were having marital issues, she said she thought that they were fixing it. So ever since her king came out here and filed for divorce, she has been trying to make his life impossible ever since. What is so interesting to me about this whole case is that we just saw Tyrese also. He was out here crying because his preference were requesting $20,000 in child support. These males know for a fact that in order for them to get one of these women, they know that they have to be financially stable. So whenever their situations do come to a demise, which we know is going to happen very rapidly, because once again, these males can't sustain any type of healthy relationship with any type of woman, regardless of them coming out here saying Becky Maria and Ling Ling are their preference. We see, unfortunately for these women, these males, regardless of them pedestalizing these women momentarily, because we already know that these males, they can't last for, let's say, a healthy decade. They can't last that long in a relationship with any group of women. This is why when I talk about these stuff, I'm always cautioning you as a black woman. Everything that these males say to you, y'all should just make it come to one of your ears and go to the next, because regardless of them pedestalizing these preference, we know that it's only a matter of time before these males show their true ass, and then their preference go out there and put them through the ringers. And this is why I continue to say, we have seen all of these women, from Dr. Dre and his Ling Ling. We have seen Kanye West and his porn star. We now is seeing Tyrese consistently coming out here crying, all because their preference is collecting that preference tax. And like I always encourage these ladies, if y'all find these self-hating male that y'all can utilize for everything that they have, because in a way, if you think about it, these male are also using y'all for your genetic material, because because these males, they don't want to go out here and they don't want to procreate for the most part with black women. The reason why these males continuously go out here and prey on these women that they deem to be their preference is because these males are working overtime trying to erase their own features. This is why these males continuously seek out these type of women, because they want to create these biracial kids, right? How many times have we not seen these self-hating males coming out here and toasting to their biracial kids? This is why I think it is quite comical when these preference take them to the ringer and these males are out here crying because they don't want to pay that preference tax. I mean, these women are so much better. They're so feminine, fit, and friendly. Why now that they're taking y'all to the cleaners, why are y'all not seeing them as the friendly, fit, and feminine women that aren't combative, that are very cooperative, that are very submissive? Why do you guys have an issue with it now? But nonetheless, like I said, I wanted to talk about Jeezy refusing to pay that preference tax. And I came across this article here from TMC that naturally I had to bring to you guys. I think it is quite hilarious. The title that they have on it, it says, Jeezy may tell Jeezy, I want my money and my car titles like we agreed to. So basically, the article go on to say, Jeannie Mai claimed Jeezy is not complying with the terms of their divorce settlement. She said he owes her a ton of money and paperwork for 2 sets of wheels. According to new legal document obtained by TMC, the talk show host said her rapper ex-husband is not following through with a bunch of things they agreed to when they finalized their split. It says Jeannie says their divorce settlement called for Jeezy to pay her for daycare costs and school tuition for their child, deposit at least $500,000 in an interest-bearing account for the kid, transfer for the title of 2 cars, and cover 4 months of her rent. It said Jeannie claimed Jeezy failed to follow through on these things and say he's ghosting her and hanging her out to dry. This is exactly why I will never really feel any type of empathy for these women, because these women have seen these male put black women through the ringer over and over, because Jeezy, prior to him going and marrying his preference, aka the Ling Ling, we know, I think he had like multiple baby mama. He had a few black kids prior to him going. And you know the crazy thing about it is, none of these black women that he was in a relationship that he made single baby mama, naturally, he didn't really felt the need to marry any of them, because like I said, these males are working diligently trying to erase every feature that looks like them. This is why it's so sad when I see all of these biracial kids continuously coming out here on the internet crying, talking about the union between their self-hating father and their non-black mother. They always caution these people to stop continuing to get in these relationships, because you will hear these biracial kids for themselves saying these people didn't really come together because they saw each other and they fell in love. These biracial kids will tell you out of their own mouth that these people, they share one common interest, which is their disdain that they both have for black women. So what they tend to do, they come together, bond over how they hate black women, and unfortunately then they tend to go and procreate, and then they have these kids where are going to grow up very confused. They're going to hate themselves. Naturally, these deadbeat males, they're not going to be in the house. So what happened, these biracial kids, we know for a fact that whenever they grow up in this world, they're not going to be viewed as anything other than black, right? Which I think is very unfortunate, because us as real black people, we don't have that fortune that we can go out here and claim to be anything else. But these self-hating male, whenever they go out here and pursue these non-black women, unfortunately for the kids that they tend to have, like I said, for the most part, these male are always going to abandon these kids, whether they're actual black kids or they're biracial kids. So what will happen then, these kids are forced to grow up with their non-black mom, which once again, she share a common interest with this self-hating male. is that they both despise this black woman. So what's gonna happen? These biracial kids, they're gonna grow up in a world. Naturally, their self-hating male father, he is absent. If he was in the house, we know for a fact, because these males have been working overnight, trying to erase any feature that they have. They're not gonna teach them some of the stuff that they potentially are gonna encounter when they go out here, simply for the fact because they're biracial. And like I said, because of the society that we're living in, they're gonna be viewed as black kids, right? So I said, this is why, don't listen to me. Listen to these male offspring that they have with their non-black woman, begging them, stop continuing to form these type of union because they're not in it for the right reason. But nonetheless, the article continued to say, in the doc, Jeannie claimed Jeezy already owes her $40K for tuition and children costs, and she says she hasn't given her access to the $500K account he was supposed to set up for their daughter. It says, as for the cars, Jeannie said their divorce settlement called for her to walk away from the marriage with a 2021 Range Rover and a 2022 Ford Bronco, but she said Jeezy has yet to transfer the title over to her, also preventing her from being able to insure the vehicles and delaying her ability to have the Bronco shipped from Atlanta to Los Angeles. Jeannie also claimed that the divorce settlement claims for Jeezy to cover her rent for May through August, but she said he's yet to reimburse her and owes her almost $100,000. To be specific, the amount is $92,417.39 for nearly 4 months of rent payment. And you know, this rent here in only 4 months is almost $100K. But like I said, these male knew for a fact what they were doing when they went and they got for their preference. So why do you have an issue now that you have to pay that preference tax? So it continued to say, TMZ broke the story. Jeannie and Jeezy finalized their divorce back in June 11, and the settlement was put under seal. As such, this is the first peek into their agreement. Jeannie say her lawyers have tried to get Jeezy to follow the terms of their settlement by going through his team, but she say his side stopped responding in July, and now she's asking the court for help enforcing the settlement. She wants him held in contempt and is going after him for what she say he owes, plus interest. I mean, absolutely, Ling, you go and you collect that preference tax, because these male, I think they're getting exactly what they deserve from this woman, because Jeezy, Tyrese, Dr. Dre, Kanye West, all of these male prior to them getting with their preference, their Maria, their Ling, the Becky, prior to them going out here and doing that, all of them dogged out black woman. All of them, except for Kanye West, they impregnated these black women, left them single baby mama. Then they went on and they get their preference. And unfortunately, the black woman, for the most part, they never get the ability where they can just take these dusty meal to the cleaner and basically get every single penny that they can. But this is why I say, black woman, we can learn a thing or two from these women, because y'all continue to give these male legacy. Y'all continue to give these male all of these wife duty on a girlfriend budget. And unfortunately, this is why I'm going to continue to say we can learn a thing or two from these women, because you guys notice, for the most part, these preference, they're not making these self-hating male impregnate them without first them becoming the wife. And this is why I talk about the importance, because I know a lot of people like to say in this day and age, marriage isn't really worth it. It's not really beneficial to a woman. But think about it. If you do want to give these undesirable male access to your womb, wouldn't it be better for you not only to ensure yourself, but the child as well? Because how many times have we not seen these women that aren't married to these male, that once they go out here and they put them on child support, these women has continuously come out here and say that even though they have basically asked these male over and over to basically do what they're supposed to as a male, for the most part, these women aren't really receiving any type of help when it comes to these self-hating male. This is why I said, if you're delusional enough that you want to go out here, give these male male a legacy, give these male access to your womb without them really having to commit to you, shouldn't you first at least ensure that you have that contract there signed with the government that if anything were to go wrong, even though Jeannie, she's out here complaining because this self-hating king is refusing to pay that preference tax, I can assure you she's going to make him do it because, like I said, this is one of the benefits that you get with being the wife, regardless of people saying, well, marriage, they come to an end. And yes, you also have to be very cautious about the person that you're getting into a marriage with because let's just be real, guys. Jeannie Mae, just like all of these other women that I've mentioned, do you guys think that they would have even given these male the time of day had these male not been who they are? Because like I said, these male know for a fact that in order for them to get even a hello from this type of woman, they know that they have to be financially stable. It is only the black woman that unfortunately they continue to dog out. They continue to make these single baby mama. And unfortunately, black woman, it is because y'all have been allowing this. I have said from day one, no man isn't going to get access to my womb without first him ensuring me that me and my child were going to be secure. And I truly caution you as a black woman to also put that into practice. This is why I continue to say we can learn a thing or two from this woman because yes, even though at the end when this relationship came to a demise, for the most part, we will hear all of these women saying how they were being abused throughout the relationship with these male. But at the end, these women, they're going to get something out of it. For the most time, their kids also are going to be secure. Black woman, this is what I'm going to continue to say. This is something that we can take from these women when it comes to these self-hating male. But guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole situation. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about Jeezy once again coming out here refusing to pay that preference tax. So what are your thoughts and opinion, or please get in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.